All right. Well, here we are. We're a few minutes. Let me do my little link sharing real quick before I start doing anything. Oh, it's weird you have to pull down live stream. How's it going, Anthony? Welcome in. Welcome. Lovely Wednesday. God, got myself with an ad. Fun. Okay. That's that. Then we're going to go to Instagram. We're going to post it. We're going to hang out for a second, give folks a chance. I do have something here I can open. I actually conveniently got it in the mail today. So excited to be able to take a look at that with y'all. And kabam. Add a link. Paste that link. We're live. Okay. Beautiful. Always takes me a long time. I know that there's an easier way to do that, or at least there has to be, but I'm stupid. So sorry about that. Looks like I got robbed. Looks like if you take this, scooch it over. Looks like I've been robbed with these empty spots in the case. I've not been robbed. All right. Beautiful. So what we are doing here tonight is we are simply going to hang out and we're going to talk the season premiere of season 3 of Chucky. So if anybody hasn't seen it, or if anybody's waiting to see it, maybe like wait to join in. But yeah, I don't know how to do this because I think for Pacific, it would be premiering in an hour at midnight. So not sure about that. What's up, Slasher Fanfic? Or Fanfic? Bruh. Fanatic. What's up? Fanfic's a much different type of fandom. Just got done watching the episode. What did you think? What have you guys thought of the episode so far of this season? I think it's super interesting. I thought it was very fun. I thought it was pretty serious when it got serious. So I don't know. I really like what we got here. So I'm really curious to see how people react to it, especially considering like reactions to season 2. So I think a lot of folks will dig this. You loved it? Yes, absolutely. That's what I like to hear. So I don't know how much time to kill because like I'm already late, and like it's a Wednesday, so like people aren't up that late anyhow. But not everybody lives in my hemisphere, so I don't know. Very excited to see Jennifer Tilly again. Hopefully, I think we're supposed to see her next episode. I have not watched near any of the clips for this season, mostly because since it's part 1 and we only have 4 episodes this spooky season to watch through, I have been like really kind of keeping myself leveraged with how much I'm exposing myself to it, at least like before watching it. So I know some stuff that happens with her, like where like Lexi meets up with her in the trailer and all that. But I didn't watch any of the scenes that they released so far of her. I saw that they had like this whole little like ad dedicated to her, and I love that. But I like had to show restraint because I don't want to like see so much of the half season before I watch it. But I'm very excited to see Tiffany again. 4 episodes. Yeah, this is supposed to be 4 episodes. We are getting episodes 1 through 4. I there was rumors that they filmed only 4 episodes. There was rumors that they filmed like maybe parts of episodes 5 and 6, or part of 5 and then like started to film 6 or something. I don't know. But as for this part 1, yeah, it's going to be episodes 1 through 4, and then we'll get the other 4 episodes later. Don't know when that later is. I assume that whenever the Screen Actors Guild strike is wrapped up, the Writers Guild strike I believe just concluded. I think they like ratified all of their like stipulations and their agreements with that. But I do know that the Screen Actors Guild strike is still happening. So nothing's going to happen until that is resolved, hopefully in their favor. Yeah, they like during the first real trailer and like poster reveal, they put like the part 1, and it's not the only series either. I think American Horror Story, even though they were doing some scab filming, American Horror Story also like has like part 1 hidden at the end of their like TV spots. I don't watch American Horror Story, but I noticed that seeing one the other day. We're getting a sugar boost from grape soda because I don't like coffee or energy drinks, and I opened to work today. So I need some sugar. A little caffeine too. Is this caffeinated? Or does this have caffeine? This is a nutrition channel now. Caffeine free. Never mind. I'm not getting any type of caffeine, just sugar, which is fine. That's what I want. Because that means I'll crash in an hour. Yeah, okay, yeah. So that one is part 1. So I will be in Orlando soon. Actually, a week from today, I'm going to be in Orlando doing Halloween Horror Nights, specifically for this dickhead. When they announced him getting his own house last year, we made plans to go. Ended up choosing a Wednesday because we were like, oh, that's middle of the week. It'll be fine. Not realizing Wednesday is Chucky Day. So I'm going to be like on my phone in the park with my AirPods in, watching the new episode, taking an hour away from all of the, events around me. So hopefully I at least can have a good signal. Pardon me. And that's the plan. And then to do a live stream, I've not decided if I want to do one late that night. I don't think I will because I'm flying in that day and then like doing Halloween Horror Nights, and we don't have fast passes that night. We do have fast passes for Thursday, but not for Wednesday evening. So gonna do the live stream either late Wednesday or when I get back that weekend, that Friday or Saturday. So yeah, super stoked. Super stoked for Halloween Horror Nights. I've heard the Chucky house isn't everybody's favorite, but I don't go to a lot of haunted houses, so I don't have like a good frame of reference. So I'll probably like it. So that's fine. Yeah, for real. That first kill was fucking brutal out of nowhere. So I was like pretty bummed about that. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and get into spoiler territory from here on out. Feel like it's gonna kind of get sporadic as we talk about stuff, but from here on out, we're gonna be talking spoilers for the season premiere of Chucky season 3. This episode title is Murder at 1600 because it takes place at the White House. We're already at the White House. And yeah, the first kill is Teddy, the really cool Secret Service guy, Henry's Secret Service buddy. And they did a good job to like kind of like make that sad because the kill itself is super surprising the way it's shot, and like because you kind of think like, oh, the letter opener, and no, it's just gun. Even though at the end of season 1 Chucky talks about not liking guns, he's gonna take the quick out here, and it's like surprising, it's shocking, it's shot very well. There's a really cool like behind the scenes of the episode afterward, and they showed that they actually had like interlaid shots, and they had like a prosthetic and then like a fake head that they like blew a chunk out of, and like so it's really cool. But like they do all of that, and it's all shocking and like cool, and I don't know, I guess the way like I don't know, it's just very like it's very nice. It was very like shocking in a good way. Like cathartic. There we go. That's a good one. Like for that to be the first kill felt really good because it felt like we kind of built up to it because there was not a lot happening. But we see earlier in the episode this dude gets bit and he has like some blood on his hand, and Chucky's looking at that. So you can see he's kind of like got like a bloodthirst, and we haven't seen any killing yet. So the first kill was like very like top notch for sure. Very much enjoyed that. But then like afterward, the shot they showed of like Henry sitting there like all sad, very like and like destitute. Afterwards was like I was like, oh, like poor kid. Like he just was talking about how he didn't need friends, and because he had Teddy, and then sure enough, like Teddy's fucking dead. So I also kept thinking of Teddy from Bob's Burgers. So I hope some people do some like fun fan art of that. Because yeah, again, just think of this episode and just think of that as Bob's Burgers Teddy getting shot in the fucking face. Did you get the express pass? Yeah. I got it Thursday, but not Wednesday for Horror Nights. And then we're also doing the park, 2 days. Not too crazy at the park, but we are gonna get to go. Yeah, like this premiere was like solid. Like I enjoyed season two's premiere, but this one, like, yeah, absolutely. Like I see what folks are saying. This felt very solid. Like they also didn't kill a kid in this season premiere. So this like it kind of shows like just because you do stuff doesn't mean like your tone's gonna get maintained. And this did have like a really nice an actual like really nice tone that was it felt serious. It felt like, oh shit, like there's some tension to this doll hanging out here, and then like the kid's not even talking about the doll so much, he's talking about ghosts. So like just like a fun spin on the whole like, this killer doll's talking to me thing. 35 years on and they're still making it fresh with like a new, young protagonist. So I'm also wondering where's Caroline? Lexi is like, talking about Caroline. The kids, like I was like really kind of, I don't want to say thrown off, but I was like, oh, okay, they're all healing really well because Jake's just like this like influencer, and like the way he starts talking at the end about like, but I need this one good guy doll, and he starts looking at the camera and like he's really selling it. I was like, oh, okay, I see what he's doing. He's doing this because if he can get known and if he can get somebody out there to like tell him, he's like somebody on Instagram just trying to get the hookup on like screen used dolls. That's, Jake's on the game now. So thought that was fun. And like the fact that they're trying to become like influencers so that they have reach and that people can like reach out to them about, like Caroline or Chucky, all that fun stuff. Really interesting. Devin's part about that too at the podcast where he's like, we can't prove it. We can't prove that Chucky was alive or that Chucky is alive, but like, I'm going to try and find that for you. I really want to see that. Like, this is something I've thought of for a while, but I want like it to be exposed. Like I want there to be like hard footage of Chucky like talking or like running or like just something that's just irrefutable that he's alive and that people know about it. Like in Seed of Chucky, he's like, I'm one of the most notorious slashers, which is true to us, but like in their world, everyone's like, nah, it's a doll. It can't actually do that. I would like for people's like reality to be broken and kind of shattered. Normal people in this world, because I like these types of characters. I like the people that live in this world. Devin Sawa's President Sawa. It's like that. Okay, we'll get to him. But yeah, like I just really want to see it get proven that he's alive. I want to see people deal with that reality that there's a killer doll running around in their world. I don't know. I think that sounds fun. That would be crazy, yeah. If he were to possess this girl, that spider thing, put the good guy doll head on it. Why not? Why not? Yeah, and he did lose his brother. I was wondering, like, because they kept talking about the name Joseph, so it was cool to see like who that were, or at least like learn who that was. They also the news when they were talking about his younger brother, they mention his younger brother passed away last winter, and last winter is when Chucky hightailed it. It was Christmas Eve that he was in the Cross's home. So I'm wondering if Joseph's death and Chucky's arrival are related at all. We'll see. That's the joy of TV series. We'll find out week to week. They don't make them like this. They do. They still make TV. They still make TV, but they drop it all on streaming on the same day. But not Ahsoka. And then like I haven't watched the last episode of Ahsoka yet because I've been so Chucky brain today. And people won't shut up about it. I keep seeing like near spoilers all over the place for Ahsoka. So put it in a place like this where you're like, hey, we're talking spoilers. Don't just put it on my fucking Facebook and Twitter feed. Yeah, I want to know what happened in that hotel room. It does seem like we're going to find out what happened. Specifically, it seems like we do have some footage that picks up like right after that. Very curious to see what happens. I'm very curious to see like, I don't know, like how does Chucky and Caroline get out of that? How do they just get Jennifer Tilly? Like, I don't know. I'm super curious. Super, super curious. Who's somebody's texting me? I would like it if Chucky possessed the president. If Chucky possessed the president, that would. No, it wouldn't. It'd be a different way for Devon Sawa to play Chucky, but Devon Sawa has already played Chucky in season 2, so it would not add another character to his gallery, unfortunately. What do you think Chucky's plan will be? I really don't know. See, like that's what the thing I really like about this season is I have no idea what his plan is. Like at this point, I think his plan is just like, let's see how far I can get. Like, fuck it. Let's just see. Dude, he's gonna launch nukes. Like, why? Like, could you fucking imagine if that's his plan? If he's trying to like start nuclear, like that would be so dumb in the best fucking way. I don't know. I don't know what his plan will be. I think him trying to become president is too. I think it's too easy. I think it's too like. Chucky's not that straightforward. Like he likes to fuck with things. He likes the fun of it. So I think him like wanting to become president might be too easy. But I don't know because he always has some weird agenda, some weird just completely self-serving agenda. What's up, Juan? Welcome, welcome. I'm doing pretty good. It is an awesome Wednesday. Thank you. Welcome in. You missed the new episode. We are talking about the new episode and spoilers. But you know, it's up to you if you want to hang around. I will say, like, you know, I'll go ahead and say Jake doesn't die. Like Chucky doesn't die. Like it's nothing too crazy. And we don't catch up with a lot of characters from season 2. Like they're doing the thing that they do where we kind of pick up where we're at, or we pick up where we're at in like real time, and then we're going to kind of retread and be like, all right, where did they end up? You know, like we've not seen Andy or anything like that yet. So again, I'm still afraid for Andy, not going to lie. Everybody keeps telling me I shouldn't be afraid for Andy, and I hear you. I totally hear you, but I'm still afraid for Andy. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. How many Chuckies do I think are alive? That's a great question. I think more than one. And I don't think the Chuckies are like working together. If there is more than one, I think it makes a lot of sense for them to be adversarial. Sorry, Gassy. It's a sody pop. But I don't think there's like an army. I think if there's any alive, it's like 2 or 3. And I think one of them, I can't point to the one that I have. It's upstairs because I wanted to like have it in the living room. That's where the NECA dolls are at too. But the blown apart head, this tortured head, I still like to think that is alive and will eventually return. I'm very, very hopeful for that. So you think there's only one. That's fair. Like if there's only one, you know, that's returned to status quo. That's returned to, you know, where it should be. So we could be totally done with multiple Chuckies. But I want to see that stapled head return. Love that thing. While we're talking about this, actually, too, I'm going to go ahead and open this. I got this in the mail. Can't show that. Almost show my address. Got this in the mail today. This is something I've been watching on eBay here for a minute, but I didn't think too much about it. I was like, oh, that'll be cool to get. And then I noticed that all the other ones on eBay were like more priced. I was like, oh, maybe it's rarer than I thought. I got it for the price of like a regular price shirt. So, let's see. And it's supposed to be like actually my size too. So, and it's relevant to what we're talking about. It's so dumb. Like when they give you the little thank you card. You know that font? This is cool. Yeah, he did kill the gravedigger. Yeah, like that's the thing. Like Chucky in the end of season 1 talks about. He's like, I don't like doing guns. They're too easy. And then here he's like, fuck it, give me the gun. Yeah, Chucky with a gun like hits different. It's weird. I like it. Yeah, I could see that. The bell doll Chucky being the final one. I think that'd be like making the most sense. For sure. All right. So I'm curious, like, oh, it doesn't smell like anything. This is fine. I was afraid this was gonna like smell like mildew, like it was sitting in somebody's like damp basement for a long time. But this is what I got. This is not just a fun T-shirt. This is promotional from 2004 of Seed of Chucky, and it even has the Rogue pictures on the sleeve. So as far as like Chucky T-shirts go, this is one that I really like. I've seen it for a while, and again, like I was watching this one on eBay for a bit, and the guy lowered the price by like 30%. Again, I got it for like $22. So cool as hell, and really dumb too. Like this is one that I get to wear at like horror conventions. I don't think it's ever been worn either. Like this has definitely just been sitting somewhere, like in that bag or something for a long time. Like this is like, it doesn't feel like this is like faded or anything. It's heavy cotton. What's this made? 100% cotton. It's gonna shrink. So wow. Maybe I shouldn't wear it. I shouldn't wash it. It's gonna fucking shrink incredibly. So that's fine. I'll have to see how to stop that. But yeah. Ugh. Figured I'd wait to open that tonight while we talk about this here new episode in this new season. I'm just like really elated that it's happening. Like I remember last year being afraid that we weren't going to get a season 3 because it hadn't been announced, and even Dawn had said it like in an interview that like we've not been cleared for season 3 just yet. So here's hoping. So I'm really glad that like I'm actually watching it. Like it's real. I love it. Your shirt's gonna be, yeah, I want to see that. I definitely want to see that. I did see also, it's like a half t-shirt, it's like a baseball tee, but there is a Chucky shirt. It has like different arts on it, and it has the fucked up tortured head on it. It's like a magnet, but I guess they put it on a t-shirt, and I'm hoping to find that next week. So I might have to wear this shirt next week. I might have to break it in next week. So it's a good shirt. It'll be topical. I'm going to Orlando Studios. I'm going to be wearing a t-shirt that has Rogue Pictures logo on it because Universal did not want to be the ones to have their like full distribution name on this movie. Well, rip. I don't know how they're going to handle the Jennifer Tilly stuff. And I do fear for her being in-person acting in this series. Like I could see them killing her simply because you can keep Tiffany and then Jennifer Tilly, you know, kind of gets to move to, I don't want to say legacy or anything, but like she could retire from on screen because she has mentioned that she's like mostly retired from acting, except for like Chucky and a couple of other things. Now that was like a year or two ago, and I'm not Jennifer Tilly, so I don't know if like she was serious or if that was like written and with tone that was inflicted. I don't know. But ultimately I could see it just because again, like that backup. Like Nika, like that's the weird thing about like them doing what they do to Nika. Because like I don't think Nika's ever gonna possess a doll in this series. I mean shit, now that I've said it, she will. But Tiffany, you can always have Tiffany there, and then I mean Tiffany could body hop with bodies that look similar, but yeah, you're gonna stretch it there because like that's the thing, you can't once you get rid of Jennifer Tilly, like that's the most you have to make her look a bit different. So I'm really curious. Like I don't want to say afraid of it, but yeah, I don't know. I very much obviously you can tell I like Tiffany. She's my favorite. So I very much do worry because I do want Jennifer Tilly to be like in the series, like, physically as Tiffany, as Jennifer Tilly, as however. There was a behind the scenes thing that they showed that a couple of folks I mentioned it to and from on Instagram about the you can see like an animatronic Tiffany head or Tiffany like skin in the workshop while they were doing season 3. So we'll see the Tiffany doll this season. And if we do, to what degree? Is it because it's being possessed by Tiffany? Or is it because like maybe I'm going to hang on to this. I don't give a shit. I'm hanging on to this. Maybe they resurrect Jennifer Tilly in the Tiffany body and then they do the swap again. I don't know. But man, that would be cool. That's the thing about that Jennifer Tilly doll being hit by the truck. You could put that doll back together and you could have stitched Tiffany. It'd be weird because you'd have stitched Chucky with clean Tiffany and then you'd have clean Chucky with stitched Tiffany. So I'm like the only person that thinks about this shit. So like they're not going to do it, but I tried. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, you did. It's so cool. It's so cool that they had that like in there because I forgot what it was. There was something on previous seasons where they like did that as well. And it was I think season 1 had some behind the scenes stuff, and then a couple of the eyes that they showed were green. They weren't blue, they were green, and everyone was like, "Wonder what those are. Wonder what those are for." It's not Chucky, so I like it's almost like a little sneak peeks. I love that. You mentioned it to me on Twitter. Let's see. Load. There we go. Oh man, that is sick. To show, I'm gonna. I love that. That's a dope ass shirt. Hell yeah. Oh, what is this? Yeah, nothing. Thought I saw something more interesting on Twitter. Did not. Man. So yeah, I want to see Jennifer Tilly in court. I want to see Jennifer Tilly like as an actress. I want to see her ham this up. Especially like her as Tiffany Valentine in Jennifer Tilly's body has such a different. I don't know. She's played like Tiffany gets played differently every time she's incarnated, and this version of Tiffany is just increasingly like unhinged almost. Very curious. And there is an episode title coming up titled Jennifer's Body. So that's something that scares me about like, oh God, like what are they gonna do? And also like how would she get out of prison? Like who would break her out and why? Ooh, I bet the kids would break her out of prison if she convinces them that she could get them to Caroline. That's something that I could see. I do think it's really fun too. That the whole thing is the kids need to get to Chucky. They need to stop Chucky. They need to kill Chucky. And he's literally in like one of the most secure places. Yeah, get fucked. You're gonna play this season on hard mode, and you're gonna like it. I would love to see Gina Gershon pull off a getaway jail heist, a breakout, a Shawshank Redemption. I want to see that. Oh, what if we get a Jennifer Tilly Shawshank? That would be so crazy. It wouldn't work though. Well, they were pretty vague about whether Andy Dufresne did it or not. We know Tiffany did it. Possibilities. Could be Gigi. Gigi could break her out. I don't think we'll see Gigi again so soon. I think what they did, they brought Glenda back last season, and they dealt with them and where they're at and where they ended up, and then got them on a course of like peace almost, and then got them out of harm's way. Especially with Chucky at the end of the season, talking about like I'm gonna find you and like the kid. So very curious. Yeah, Gina Gershon with the who'd she kill that guy? She shot that guy. Yeah, they turned her into like a fucking killer for no reason. Just goofy. Just fuck it. Just do what you want. It's fine. I'm really curious because isn't Gigi at Universal Hollywood? I'm going to Orlando. And I thought Gigi was at the Hollywood one. Unless if they get moved. I don't know if they get swapped. Because, yeah, they have Gigi. They have Buff Chucky. I think they have a Tiffany. And then they have the tied up Chucky from before the exorcism. I would love to see those. The one I saw, I don't know. I'd have to check to see, like maybe do some matching or ask around. The one that I saw a few months or 2 months ago now, where that one's from, but I don't know like the scene or specific episode or usage or photos that it's from. But man, I'd love to see Gigi. Jaffex05 is currently working on a Gigi, and he's like making the buttons for them. And I didn't notice that I guess one of Gigi's buttons is Alterian Inc.'s like logo for the most part. I didn't notice that until I saw his post about that. I thought that was really cool. I do have Glenn right there at least. I don't know when I'm going to have a Gigi, especially with Trick or Treat Studios like terminating their or Universal whatever, the Chucky license getting terminated at Trick or Treat Studios, unfortunately. I don't know when a Glenn or a Gigi is going to happen for me, or a Glenda. I really wanted a Glenda as well, so maybe eventually. But I think Glenda was one of the first ones to go from selling out on Trick or Treat Studios. So, but yeah, like this season, like I'm really curious to see where this goes. I'm curious about Devon Sawa's character. I'm curious about President Collins. I'm curious to see like, is he good president, or is he actually like scum of the earth politician, piece of shit that we're gonna see like get taken down, or like we're gonna find out like some horrible secret, some horrible type of truth, and want to see him get exposed. Like I'm really curious. Is this gonna be a good Devon Sawa or a bad Devon Sawa? We've had 2 good ones and we've had 2 bad ones so far. So this is the tiebreaker, President Sawa. Let's see if he's good or bad. I think honestly, I would like to think what they're gonna go with, or what they're implying, is that Miss Fairchild is simply smart. She's just simply like She's like, yeah, no, that makes sense. She's like, there's no way that Junior killed these people, including the principal. There's no way, that y'all did this. All this shit started happening after the doll got here. There's already reports from the past, if you fucking Google it, of a good guy doll killing people. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. So that's what I hope is like an adult who's like, the thing that doesn't make sense actually makes the most sense. And I really hope that they don't off Mrs. Fairchild or Miss Fairchild. I hope they don't off her immediately because I want to see that character. I want to see that adult figure who we've really not seen since Anika really fills that role in Curse of Chucky. But other than that, outside of like Karen Barkley in the first movie, like a real adult figure, like you have Kyle in Child's Play 2, but I mean like an adult, like a parent. You don't see that. Like where they actually like, no, the doll is alive. It's evil. Let's kill it. And I really hope that Miss Fairchild like can fill that role and she isn't just offed. I think that'd be like a real waste of potential. At least for like that type of character you can play with. I am curious if they're going to bring back any characters from 3. Like if will they bring back De Silva? Will they bring back Tyler? I don't know. I would like to see De Silva again. Because also like people are really weird and they talk about like Andy and Kyle and that they're like brother and sister pretty much. So that's not going to work. So if you're going to like hook Andy up with anybody, it should probably be like De Silva. So, I'm not like super interested in that outside of more of I am like, are these people going to survive? But hey, I would very much like to see De Silva again. Who else survived? Whitehurst didn't survive. Shelton didn't survive. So yeah, it would literally just be Tyler or De Silva that you could see from 3. Or they could bring Justin Whalen back in a different role. I feel bad for him. I don't think is Justin Whalen still acting? I don't. It's not his fault. Like he was fine. The problem with Child's Play 3 was not Justin Whalen. It was the decision to jump that far in the future in the first place. Yeah, he did. I think he played Andy just fine. I think it'd be cool to see him back in another role. The Talking with Chucky documentary, it's like kind of like I do feel bad for him because they like kind of really gloss over that and are like, oh yeah, we had Justin Whalen as Andy. Anyway, and because they actually have Alex Vincent in the interview, and Alex Vincent's obviously back as Andy, which as he should be. That's Alex Vincent's role, and I'm glad that Don has like kept that for him and like the story that they've like talked about when Don talked to Universal about casting that role for Curse and him being like if we're doing this I want it to be Alex Vincent, and they're like no, we could get like I bet we could get a name, and he's like no, like I'm gonna call Alex Vincent. So I'm really glad that they like protect that for him. He deserves it. But like Justin Whalen was doing a job. He's a young guy, like he was fine. He was good. Absolutely, he was really good. I'm really curious about that too. The whole Chucky Goes Psycho movie and how that exists. Because I guess in lore, wouldn't there have to be more? Oh, shit, I forgot what it was. There's another instance of like a Chucky thing existing, isn't there? I think there's like more than one Chucky movie in existence. See, that's the other thing too. There's an urban legend of Chucky, the killer doll, and then this doll shows up and people start dying, and nobody is like, maybe it's that fucking doll that's known for killing people. So much so they made fucking movies about it in world. I am curious too. Are they going to bring up Chucky Goes Psycho? Like, how much of the Jennifer Tilly stuff are they going to bring up? Because if this season is kind of, a bit more serious, more scary, like it's not aiming to be as campy, then like I'm really curious how much of the meta stuff they're going to want to play with. I'm sure it's still going to like have a good bit of it, but I'm curious how meta they're going to want to go, if they're going to want to be like, okay, no, let's reel it back a bit actually. I think they can. I agree. I want to know. I want to know more about how Chucky Goes Psycho works in that world. I want to. I want to. Yeah. I want to see that movie actually. Let's get like the. It's like Chucky's version of Stab. It's literally a poor man's version of Stab, because Stab was a concept that literally created its own movies later. Um, but yeah, no, like I'm curious. I'd want to see like that, like again, like that poor man's reenactment of those scenes, the way Stab did that in Scream 2 or Scream 3. Forgot which one. And yeah, she would have played Tiffany in Chucky Goes Psycho. How does she deal with that? How does Tiffany's ego deal with that, having played herself in a movie? Also, I feel like Tiffany doesn't know anything about acting. So I'm curious how that goes, especially when you are Academy Award nominee Jennifer Tilly. I want to know more. It's not that I don't trust it. Like, just genuinely, I want to know more. I want to know how that works. I want to see them extrapolate on that. I'm trying to think, like, I don't know. They did mention that the president's from Jersey City. I don't know. Does Chucky know the president? Because he also, like, it feels like he specifically didn't go for the name Chucky. Like, he's trying to, like, buy it into this family. Like, curious. I really want to know. Because, like, there's got to be something. It's not just because he wants to fuck around in the White House. Like, he has to have a reason. So, this first episode was, like, pretty, I don't want to say crazy. It really wasn't a crazy episode. That first kill is definitely crazy. But I love the start of it. I love how it opens up with the closet, with that, like, obvious scare. And the kid's all freaked out. And the way it pans to Chucky, and he's a doll, goes to the mom leaving, comes back, kid's asleep, and then Chucky is like, just making himself comfortable in the White House. The absolute balls too, and the like ability for this series on the budget it's on to pull off the White House and have the CGI pillars and all that. I respect that. I respect the hell out of that. Have dreams. Live your dreams. I think when we find out the reason, yeah, like I think it's gonna be weird, and like I keep seeing headline reviews or like think pieces on this season, or at least on this part one of a season, talking about how it's scary and like it really does get like really good. Like I do think they might have put their ass into this one. Not that they didn't with season 2. I do think they tried with season 2. I think they had a lot of fun with season 2, and I think a lot of people are like, I like the fun, but let's have the series. Let's have like a real. I don't want to say a real series, but a real stakes. That's what people want. They want stakes. So I'm really curious to see not how they live up to that, because they're going to, but I guess the details, like what type of like how morbid can you make the intent here? Because like Chucky's again, like Chucky wanting to be president is too easy, and I think Chucky wanting to start World War III by firing nukes is also too easy, because like too much power. That's a lot of power, Dembala. So I don't know. Yeah, the reason's going to be unpredictable. It definitely is. It's going to be something that everybody's like, holy shit. We went from this this silly little fella in the 80s just running around, and now he's in the White House. We're like, who will he kill? What type of like war crimes will he commit? They also talk about that in the that press conference lady who is very like nosy, and she keeps asking all these questions, suspicious questions. And she's like, could this be considered terrorism? And it got me thinking. I'm like, holy shit, yeah. Is Chucky Chucky's terrorist now? I guess technically he might have been considered one before, but like officially, he's ascended from like killer to domestic terrorist. So go Chucky. I don't know how that works as far as villain tiers. Freddy Krueger's not doing that. Jason Voorhees isn't committing war crimes. We'll see if Chucky gets that far. It's like the Antichrist. Yeah. Man. They kind of had the Antichrist angle. They had the where she thought he was Jesus. She thought he was the second coming. She thought he was the Lord incarnate. Season 2 was so interesting, so fucking curious. What a good time. And if this season like actually is like scarier, like I think it again, like you're gonna build something around like the White House and the president, and like again, you're gonna make it interesting and scary. That's impressive. Like to put a skin on it, to put a themed skin of like, American politics, and to still work with that. I support it. Ugh. But I've been here for almost an hour, only like 46 minutes. But we are nearing 12 o'clock, and only a couple of folks here, and I appreciate you all coming through. Thank you very much for talking to me about this episode. And I'm going to start wrapping it up just because I do have work tomorrow, and I'm starting to get a little sleepy. And I've covered a lot of ground, and I know that as soon as I end and I go to lay down, I'm going to remember everything that I am like, holy shit, why didn't I talk about that? So I'm sure I'll be able to. Critical Overload YouTube got early access to this season, says his least favorite. I have seen a couple of their videos, so I don't know. I don't know their thoughts on like the other seasons to base that on. Everybody hates season 2, but I really like season 2. I thought season 2 was fun. I thought it was a great time. I thought it was fun. And Jennifer Tilly being too goofy, maybe, but Jennifer Tilly. See, I can't talk anymore. Jennifer Tilly is the queen of camp, so I'm not going to hear any slander on my queen. Just can't. But I mean, that's totally fair. If it's the least favorite season, his goals are far-fetched. Again, if his goals are like wanting to like set off the nukes, fuck it, dude. Like, why not? Why the fuck not? And also, like, this is only half the season too. So if they had access, they only had access to up to 4 episodes, which is a lot to base your opinion off of the season for sure. But I'm curious, like, what more is there to discover, or more story to like unfold in those other 4 episodes that perhaps we don't know at all, or who knows. So I'll have to check out their stuff to see how they rate Chucky as is. Yeah, episode 1 was solid. I'm glad that I'm seeing a lot of people respond well to it. I'm really glad that folks are digging it. I'm glad that a lot of folks that, maybe didn't enjoy season 2, because I get it, totally get it, or maybe it just wasn't their favorite. I'm glad to see folks being like, yeah, I like this a lot. Like, let's keep this up. Because, yeah, interesting characters. Like, we've met the first family. Like, we have a good idea of who each of them are. And we've caught up with Lexi, Jake, and Devin. And so, yeah, I'm really curious. We got to catch up with Andy and maybe Kyle. Well, I don't think we have any sign of Kyle in this season yet for sure. So we're going to find out, and we're going to see what happens to Nika. And yeah, we're going to see who makes it. So absolutely. Thank you very much for coming by, guys. Again, thank you so much. Very much appreciate you. I'm going to, this was a little slapdash because I was, having to set up like actually watching the series or watching the episode, and then it took me a minute to like get this set up. So hopefully I'll be like more on time as these go on, and I'll have more structured notes. Is more of the couple of things I had today, but I appreciate y'all coming through. Love y'all. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. We have 1 minute left for it here on the East Coast. Enjoy your Wednesday. I will see y'all back here sometime next week. I'll let you know on Instagram or Twitter when I'm going to be back for this. And we're going to talk some more Chucky. So season 3, I'm super excited that it's happening. I'm super excited that we are here. Super thankful that we are here. And I'm thankful that, just for all of it, the Writers Guild strike having ended and hopefully in their favor. Screen Actors Guild, Jennifer Tilly was on the picket lines today, and wishing them all the best, and hope they know how much that we love and appreciate what they are doing here with our favorite killer doll. So again, thank y'all. Have a great time. Have a great weekend, weekday, all of that. I have some more stuff cooking here at Fizz TV. Again, busy with real life, but we're going to have that here for you soon. Trying to think of what we got. I have like a fun edit I'm working on, have again the video about the head, and then I do have something coming up here with where I'm going to be able to talk with Moody Pudding Studios. So very excited about this stuff, guys. A little sneak peek there for you, for the couple of you that are here still. So very much appreciate you. I love you. Have a great night. Happy Wednesday, and God bless America and God bless Chucky. I'll see y'all next week.